What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you for making this channel possible. This channel continues to grow and grow and grow on a daily basis. I am so grateful for that. If you like what you see and you enjoy the content, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, smash that like button, and comment in the comments section below. With that being said, I'm currently watching a live stream from a channel called Sports Card Radio. Bear with me, I got a bit of a scratchy throat. Man, we partied hardy last night in my place, and I've been busting my hump trying to get my place all cleaned up and steam cleaned and washed. And oh my God, man, we partied real hard last night. But I was watching Sports Card Radio, and I try to have an open mind with things. I'm not one of these guys that's going to instantly attack somebody because I have an opposing opinion. But unfortunately, the internet, well, we know how the internet is. But there was one point that they brought up that really grabbed my attention. And that prompted my brain to say, all right, it's time to find out for myself exactly what Kurt's Card Care stuff is, the paste, whatever this goo is in here. So there's no ingredients list. There's nothing to say what's in this stuff. Almost everything these days has an ingredients list or has some sort of information. All your food has a breakdown of the ingredients, the calories, the protein, cholesterol, trans fats, triglycerides, etc. Almost all products have some sort of ingredients list, or at least you have an idea of what you're getting when you buy it. This doesn't. And there was one thing that they said tonight that actually caught my attention. This stuff could potentially be cancerous. What's in here? What does it do? Now, I've already done my own testing to see what it does do and what it doesn't do. It's very good at cleaning off surface gunk and scuffs and fingerprints. And I don't know what kind of machinery Topps uses to eject their cards when they manufacture their cards, but sometimes, especially on the Topps Chrome, for example, like these guys, you know, you always get track marks. So you can see some of it right there in that Shohei Ohtani. You always get these marks, all right? You got it a little bit here. There's an example right there. And Kurt's Card Cleaner, or whatever the goo is, the stuff, the paste, removes that stuff quite well. But what's in it? What does it do? And now I'm watching these guys, really, man, they're tearing him a new one, boy. Oh, man, are they tearing him a new one. And immediately they were dumping on me. Hey, if you guys are watching from Sports Card Radio, I think we're on the same page if you read between the lines. I don't want to get political, but I think we're on the same page here. So don't just get on people until you get to know them first. And just to let you guys know, without saying it directly, I have about 8 of those special red hats, if you catch my drift. So with that being said, I want to commit myself to a bit of an experiment here. So I brought out a couple coins and screws and drill bits and, even a safety pin plus, this pair of channel locks here to see if this actually oxidizes and causes any of this to rust or oxidize in any way, or if there's any kind of change to the material, the surface of these items. Because if this is a surfactant, which most soaps are and waxes are, etc., I'm no expert, I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but if there is some sort of reaction after I put this on here and on all these, little things here, that says a lot about what's in here. Now, to really make it clear as to what oxidation is to the best of my ability, it's like when you chew into an apple and it has like that off-white color or pink or beige or tan color, and then you let it sit there for like 10 to 15 minutes and instantly turns brown. It's having a reaction with the oxygen. Same thing happens with steak and meat sometimes. You know, if you don't prepare it properly, or if you let it sit out for too long, it starts to go from a beet red to brown in some cases. But they raised a good point. What's in this stuff? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit myself to an experiment here. I'm going to swipe some of this Kurt's Card Care on each and every single one of these and leave them for a couple days. I have a special spot in my apartment. You know, I'm trying to do this in a controlled environment where, you know, every time you see Kurt's videos, he's always indoors. He's very casual. You know, he's not out in the light or anything like that. So I'm going to try to mimic that. You know, and I've talked about me using this product. But now the question has come up. Again, Kurt, this is courtesy of Sports Card Radio. They brought this subject up, which really made my gears spin. What the hell is in this stuff? So, there's a bunch of Kurt's Card Care on here. I got 2 of these tins, so I can sacrifice this stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to liberally apply it everywhere so you guys can see. All right? And I'm going to do my best to leave it so that this way you guys can come back and you can compare the photos, and or if you want to stop the video and all that kind of thing. You know, I'll try to leave some on there intentionally so that you can compare if you ever want to stop the video or whatever. But I'm going to leave a whole bunch of this on this wrench or channel locks or vice grips or whatever you guys want to call them. Everybody's got different names for these things. I'm trying to do this in such a way that it can be easily identifiable. All right, so there you go. Then we're going to go to what is a black iron screw, I believe. And this is a bimetal drill bit, so forgive me. Again, my throat is so sore. Oh my God, so there's like a whole bunch. So when we come back to this, I want to make sure that the characteristics of what I'm putting on here is easily identifiable. Okay? I'm going to stick that downward, just like that, and I'm going to leave it alone. And each one of these materials are different. They might be stainless steel, they might be galvanized, they may be copper, nickel, alloy, who knows. So there you go. Alright, and get a nice still image of that if you guys want. Oop, I'm trying not to mess this up. I really don't want to mess this up. So again, I'm going to take a general amount of that and just liberally apply it. As you can see, right there, plop. The coins are going to be a little hard because, especially the penny. So I'm going to have to go in there and dig it out. But here we go. We're going to put that all over. This is definitely black iron because I took it and cleaned it with silicone paste because it was a little rusty. I want to make sure that these are all treated exactly the same. And then again, I want to make sure that there's something identified. Don't fall. This is going to be a very tough test. I should have got bigger ice trays, but I want to make sure I leave something that's identifiable on there. So when you stop the camera, you can identify the stuff. Oh, now I have to try to dig this penny out. This is going to be a very difficult test because there's a little piece of dust in there. It's going to be a pretty difficult test because, you know, I'm kind of like doing this on the fly. So here's a close-up of that penny. Very identifiable characteristics. All right, we'll flip to the back so there's no cheating. I picked this penny for a reason because it does have a ton of damage on it, so there's no swapping that penny. There's no trying to get around it. No cheating, no any of that. Now I'm just going to blob this on, so you cannot mistake this penny. All right, so there you go. You got a general amount. Come on, focus. All right, I'm going to plop that right there in that tray. And we got a screwdriver bit. This is from a 6-in-1, and I'm just going to liberally apply that to this. Again, I'm not shy about how much I'm putting on here because I have 2 tins of this stuff. If any of this rusts, that's going to be shocking. Because if there's an acid that's in here, that's all you need to know. Well, as you can tell already, some rust is starting to come off of there already. So I don't know. That could be just a placebo, but again, all right, we got some on there. I'm going to get another one of these, so this way we have a clean slate. And I'm actually using firearm gun tips, which are very similar to what Kurt's Card Care would use. So I'm going to pull out a brand new one. All right. Brand new, fresh out of the pack. And then we continue on. So we're going to put a generous amount on here. Again, I have to dig out these. The coins are going to be the hardest ones because I'm going to have to dig them out every time. I'm going to have to get like tweezers or something. So I'm going to put a nice blob on this coin right there. You guys can see up close, so there's no cheating. You can identify it. Flip it over. Okay. And just plop. And right there it goes, exactly as is. Then we have the safety pin. This guy don't want to cooperate. I got a feeling that this drill bit is not going to want to cooperate. You know, let's put it right here. Put it right here on the head of the safety pin. So this one's going to be a little tricky because it's such a small surface. But I was trying to grab like random objects. There we go. I don't know if you can see. Come on, camera. All right. I try to grab random little objects just to test to see what would happen. All right, here we go. I can tell you that this screw, again, this was a little dirty, and I did clean it with a little silicone paste and then dried it off as best I can, but there's a generous amount of Kurt's Card Care on there. All right, and then we have a quarter. I'm trying to pull out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get some tweezers next time when it comes to the reveal. I know a lot of you guys are going to pay attention to this. So we got a ballerina, I guess, doing a spread. So, and that's why I picked these coins, just because of this. So this is from 2023. It's from last year. All right. She's doing a marvelous spread to quote, what's his name that always does the Transformers reviews and stuff? Jobby the Hong. Beautiful spread. All right, that's a nice generous amount right there on the face. So we'll put that right there. And then finally we have this little bit. Okay. And then we're going to swipe another generous amount of Kurt's Card Care on there. And this is no ordinary bit either. This is one of those, come on, tamper-proof bits. All right, so we got a generous amount of Kurt's Card Care on all of these. So we're going to let this sit for a couple days right here on this table. Not going to move anywhere, with the exception, of course, and I'm going to close the tin. Probably for the next, the next video when I do an update with this to see exactly what happens. They're going to sit here. They're not going to be touched. They're not going to move. You know, every so often I'll walk up to this thing and see what happens. But if there's any kind of change with any of these materials, well, we'll find out, won't we? So we're really going to put this to the test. Let's see what it does to these different metals and alloys. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that it's come to this, but, you know, I give Sports Card Radio a lot of credit. They made my gears turn when they said nobody knows what's in here. Can it possibly cause cancer? You know, which raises a question, you know, is this stuff unhealthy? Should I even be using it? You know? So, disclaimer, as of tonight, I'm no longer going to be using this on any of my cards because, well, now that this question's been raised, until I see the results of this little experiment that I'm doing here, I will not be using Kurt's Card Care from tonight on. So I'm going to have to find, I guess, some other way. I mean, I'm just going to have to use a little elbow grease. And if there's any smudges or stains, on some of these Topps Chrome cards, I mean, I'm just going to have to do my best with what I got. You can see that Joey Votto's got that same issue right there with those wheel marks. So, but, for the sake of my customers and for the sake of honesty, and after what was brought up tonight, here's a good example of that. The Oscar Colas got those same marks. So I bought brand new microfiber cloths, and that's what I'm going to be using from now on. I mean, I've been always using microfiber cloths, but I bought brand spanking new ones so that this way I got fresh ones to use, just to make sure that when I'm wiping off all them smudges and stuff that I'm not scratching the card. But this really raises a lot of questions. And if these start to oxidize after a couple days, well, we got our answer, didn't we? But we'll find out. Let's see what happens. They're going to sit here, and I'm just going to let them go to work. So, with that being said, everyone, God bless. Take care. Be safe. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. I wish it didn't come to this, but I tell you what, this really raised a lot of questions with me. So, kudos to Sports Card Radio for bringing up this particular issue. And if there are any type of acids in this thing that are not, I mean, there's no ingredients on this. And if it does have any kind of chemical reaction, we'll know it right away, because a lot of these are made out of, I guess, tempered iron or black steel or whatever the hell these compounds and materials are made out of. Damn, see? I'm a little worried about this this drill bit. Hold on now. I'm very worried about this drill bit. So I'm going to go back one more time with this drill bit, because I want to try to keep certain features so that when I do the reveal a couple days from now, that there's some identifiable characteristics that you guys can stop and say, oh yeah, that's the exact bit. Who knows? It might react with the... Now, we also have to remember, too, before I end this video, it may react with the weather. It may react, because it's very hot down here. And I do tend to keep my apartment anywhere between 72 to 75 degrees to keep it nice and cool in here. So we'll see. But I'm going to do everything in my power not to go anywhere near this until I get some results, if any. All right, guys. Take care. God bless. I'll see you soon. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Peace.